Hi, this is Lou Gaddis, the Faculty Director of the Executive MBA program at Penn State, and I'm also the finance professor in your program. I want to give you a really short video for those of you who have never worked in Excel. What you'll probably find out is even in the first week, you're going to do some exercises in Excel or in the accounting course, and you're definitely going to be using it in future classes in risk and decision, statistics, and finance. So let's get started. I clicked on Excel and I came to this screen. And I'm going to click on a blank workbook. All right, so there's my workbook. It's a little small, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down my control button on my keyboard, and I'm going to increase or push up my trackball on my mouse. Let me just make it a little bit bigger for my viewing. And let's go ahead and put some data in this spreadsheet. Let's go ahead and call this month, just typing in month, and we'll just say January, February, March, April, and May. And let's go ahead and put prices. We'll say that this is a stock, and the stock price went from $100. Actually, I'm just going to type in 100, 125. So it looks like I did 120, 110, 80, and 100. Now I just typed these in as numbers. I'm going to select all of these. Click on my home menu button here and click on where it says number. I'm going to hit $sign. And that'll just change the formats to dollars, as it has not actually changed the numbers. And then I'm going to calculate percent change. So in May, the stock price went from 80 to 100. So in May, I'm going to say equals open. Now you can start any Excel formula with either the plus sign or equals, and I'm going to say equals, and then I'll do an open bracket, $100 minus $80. Now notice I'm not typing in B6 minus B5, I'm just clicking on B6, and then I click on B5, divide it by B5. So it looks like it was a 25% increase in the stock price. Now to copy a formula in Excel, I can simply go to the cell. You can see that little box here. I'll drag it up. Or I could have dragged it down if I wanted the formula to go down. Now I want to change these to look like percentages. So I'm going to click on percent. And I also want a couple decimal places. So while I'm highlighting these cells, I'll hit left, left as far as decimal places. So now I have 4% returns or percentage changes of stock prices. I can then take an average. So I'll just put the word average here and what's that, A7, and I'll say equals average. Average is an Excel function. I can then put an open bracket, select the last 4 prices there or percent changes, and there's the average monthly return for that stock. If I wanted, say, the minimum, I could use equals minimum or equals min, put in those numbers, close it, and I could do the maximum. Equals max. And I just know those functions, I use them all the time. If I wanted to change the format to make this a little bit easier to read, I could select all this and then come here where it says font. I'm going to click on this menu here and do all borders. So I can just make all borders around this. Let me make these columns a little wider. I'm going to select all 3 columns, and then on one of them, when I get close to the end there, I'm just going to increase the width a little bit. That looks a little bit better. I'm going to do a couple more things. What if you decided that I want medium in here, the median's percent change. And I want it between average and minimum. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on row 8, right click, insert, and that's going to insert a row. And then I can say median equals median. Select my 4%, and there's the median return. It looks like it's interpolating between the third and fourth numbers. If I wanted to insert a column, I'm going to click on, say, C, and hit Insert. It's going to insert a column to the left. If I do Insert on a row, it'll do a row above. And let's do dollar changes here. I'll just type dollar changes. And so all I want to do is say take the May price minus the April price. I'll copy that formula up. And say I want the average, median, minimum, maximum again. I'll copy, paste. Notice it's going to keep the same formats. However, that's easy fix. While I'm selecting this area, I'm just going to click on the dollar sign and I change those to dollars. So that gives you some basic ideas of how to put in numbers in Excel, make calculations, copy formulas, and change formats, and also insert rows and columns. And then you can just simply do a file, save as, and you can save that as an Excel workbook somewhere into your desktop. So hopefully this exercise just give you an idea of some of the things you can do with Excel, and you'll be ready day one to start doing some work in Excel.